Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump in the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. If you're interested in joining any of our campaigns, we have a complete open campaign slot for a Friday early game that can either start at noon or 1 p.m. EST. I'd be more than happy to bring people in to participate in that jazz. We currently have 3 players on that waiting list, and we want to fire it off as soon as we have 5. And yes, I know no music is playing right now because I tried opening up a wizard spell sheet while doing everything else, and roll 20. So you can watch in real time as Argon's spells load into his sheet. We're up to Chromatic Orb. Oh, color spray. Anyways, why don't you go ahead and tell us what happened last session, whoever rolled the 1, because I can't click on the other side of roll 20 to find out.
That was me.
There it is. It just went.
All right, so we went to Vasselheim, teleported there, and as we were at the gate, we were given a little bit of the business, but we were ultimately let through. Guy behind us, shady as fuck. He got stopped because he didn't know that Vasselheim doesn't really do what is it called, like licenses for or whatever for like vendors. He was like, "Oh, I left mine at the ship," and they were like, "Ha, psych, we don't do those." And he was like, "Ah, fuck, you got me." As we went on through the city, we went to talk to Lady Teresa, who decided she only wanted to talk to Argon and Fordrum because the rest of us couldn't be trusted, especially Sin, because he knows why. But she told them that basically the Abyss was our best chance to kick Trent's ass permanent like. So we're gonna have to find a way there, which she conveniently doesn't know how to do. Suggested maybe going to the Raven Queen for help, and she also suggested that we don't try to use what we have as a warp focus to just go right there, because basically fuck around and find out. And we didn't want to find out, so we're not going to do that. We went to, I think it was the Church of the Allhammer, and we basically made a bunch of donations for the war effort. Cleaned out a lot of the crap from our inventory. Then we met up with Marbles, the Snake Man oil salesman, who decided he wanted to come with us to Uthadern, which we said, yeah, sure, we could do that. And then after bringing him along with us, we went straight to Fordrum's place, where Mama made us dinner. After some fun with that, we went to vote on what to do next, and we decided to set full sails to Amon.
Alrighty. Well, God, this feels so much different without music. Oh, it's so nasty. Anyways, you guys hear music, right?
Did.
No?
Nothing currently.
Well,
No.
damn. I
Oh,
recommend
shit.
you use YouTube in order to listen to music right now, because I can't. We're almost at second level, guys.
Dang wizard spell.
Yeah, we're up to shield. Anyways.
That's why I only have 6 spells.
Yeah, fucking wizards lagging out the website. Anyways, so you all have gotten together early in the morning, and you are ready to head out towards Iman. Which means of travel do you all wish to take to get to Iman?
Well, Argon, I have the globes that we have. Are any of these places near Amon? If not, we've got the Whitestone sand. That should be on the same continent, right?
Argon?
You're muted.
Roll 20.
I'm pretty sure there is an Amon.
And there's no way I didn't hold on to those snow globes.
We have Craghammer, Westrun, Whitestone.
Aren't the rings of water walking from the magic shop there?
Gilmore's Glorious Goods Incorporated?
Yeah.
Or,
Those
sorry,
Whitestone.
Gilmore's Glorious Incorporation.
So we got those at
That.
Whitestone.
No. That was Iman.
That
I
was
thought
in
they'd
Amon.
been
Yep. Yes, we started on the second levels. So,
Okay. We're still
You-
holding on second.
you will use a nondescript spell slot level that we can't check right now in order to teleport over there, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. You gather up your magical ability and teleport across the terrain and territory, and you end up right outside of Iman itself. Now, this is the first time we, in a very long time, have come here. So, let us go over the City of Fellowship. This incredible, glorious cultural heart of human civilization here in Tal'Dorei is the capital and nexus of politics, justice, industry, and education. You look around at the improbably large protective walls cast in various different metals and gems with magic traced all throughout it since the era of the Chroma Conclave. We see the newly constructed Tal'Dorei Capitol building itself, the place where the Tal'Dorei Council convenes frequently in order to talk about business and try to direct their fair city into any other well-prospering enterprises that they deem necessary. You see the incredible, large, diverse community of individuals that are moving through the city streets. And even as you all appear inside of this park, you realize that they have wards here in Amman. So even if somebody attempts to teleport inside of the city, they go to localized locations. As you all appear right inside of this large park, a bunch of people in the open crowd near you turn and look curiously, and all of you are taken aback as well, arguing you weren't really targeting a park here. However, you are met immediately by 15 Tal'Dorei guards that all march up to you wielding large halberds and shields. You! Which of you just spellcasted and brought yourselves here?
That would be our spellcaster.
That would be me.
Identify yourself immediately.
I am Argon Lyceum.
Do you have an official ring?
He's got his robes on.
Right here.
No, I don't wear the robes all the time. I
That's the
assume-
multiple clothes nonsense.
I assume I have a ring.
A signet ring or any
Yes.
identification?
I do have a signet ring. There's one in my character sheet that I can't open.
Yeah, okay. So you take out your signet ring and show it to the individual who checks it. Very well. You all may pass through. Then you watch as a magical boundary over top of this little landing and turf that you all landed just subsides quickly, and one of the gates opens on the side.
Thank you.
I'm going to collect a little bit of dirt real quick.
As you lean down, attempting to touch the soil, one of the guards leans over top of you. Do not touch any of our turf.
Sinclair, you'd be best to not touch things that you were not permitted to. As you saw, they weren't quite happy we just teleported randomly, so it might not be a good idea for you to do the same thing.
The last place didn't have any problems with us touching their dirt. And
What just happened 2 seconds ago, Sinclair?
Amon is on a war footing.
all right.
We have the globe. We're fine.
Mr. Lyceum, I'd encourage you to be very careful with your foreign guests here. We're currently on alert level 3.
I will endeavor to do that. Do I know what alert level 3 is?
You
Yeah,
and
do I as
Zorazar
well?
can roll me history checks to see if you know what that means.
Ooh, I'm not good with history. I lied. I'm good with history.
Well, I think you're going to have to tell me what you rolled.
I have a plus 10 to that, so 14 for me.
23 for me.
Jesus Christ. 14 out of plus 10. 23.
Worth a plus 4.
Yeah. You know, you kind of went over all of the levels of intrigue, defenses, warning. You kind of just glazed over those things because they honestly bored you, Argan.
Makes sense.
However, Zorazar, your upbringing, you did not have the option to just glaze over that.
Nice.
Level 3 means magical means of transportation are prohibited other than by elected officials as well as their personal guards inside of Amon. All means of teleportation has to be localized to transfixed locations like the ones that you all went through, where anybody who arrives would immediately be engaged with armed mage slayers ready to handle them.
So essentially, if you want to leave, we have to come back here.
You have to go to one of the appointed locations, yes. And that's for larger scale transportation magics. Dimension doors, things like that still work. They only turn off all of those spells at level 4.
Got it.
So teleport being a 7th level spell slot comes here.
Yes. Anything that is like, you're trying to break into the city of Iman while being a wizard from the Empire. You show up and there's 14 mage slayers sitting on top of you.
Sounds reasonable.
Exactly.
Well, appreciate you doing your job, boys.
Be aware there's curfew in effect.
Oh, what time?
The clock tower striking at 11.
Good to know. Again, appreciate your appreciate your work here. You're doing a good job.
What
They-
time is it now?
Because it was early morning where you all previously were, you teleported out here. That would put you at mid-afternoon.
Okay.
So, looking around, Zurazar, you are very familiar with where you are. You are in the Abdar's Promenade, which is known as the Open Air Market District. It is the eastern side of Amman. This district is named for the Marquesian spice mongers who helped fund the city's original reconstruction, Abdar.
Zerodar just takes a smell. You know, as much as I detest the idea of coming back to Iman, now that I'm here, it's not too bad. At least for now. Give it time. You never know.
No. A historically brilliant location here, right only a couple blocks away from you, is the original Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
Before we do any, I guess, fancy dealings, you all wanted to go to Gilmore's, right?
Well, I kind of need to know if my merchant was able to procure the object. If he didn't, then yeah.
I mean, is the merchant supposed to be here?
No, he's where our homes are supposed to be. I gave him most of my money. Our hot dog vendor, Joey.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
I asked
don't-
him to find me a flame augment.
Yeah, it's been a week.
A month. A month.
Has it been a month?
Travel.
Oh, yeah, you guys had to travel mundanely. Oh, exhausting.
So, I mean,
Giant
We-
turtleback, you know.
why if you wanted to get that before we went to Gilmore's, why didn't you just ask for us to go back to the Menagerie Coast for a hot second?
I did mention it, and someone said they'd send a sending to check it, but y'all wanted to come here first before doing the woods, so I, said sure.
Well, the woods are the complete opposite direction of, well, it's not the opposite direction, but it's nowhere near the Menagerie Coast. Who is going to do ascending?
One of the many people in our party that have it. I do not have any means of it, and I still can't figure out this paper.
I think there's only 2 of us that have it. I don't have it prepared for them. Do you have it?
Yeah, but I don't know who they're. I wasn't where they were when they met their person, so I don't know who the person even is.
Oh, that's
Were you
true.
there when
You
we did
were-
the hot dog cart?
I wasn't at the hot dog person.
That's
Oh,
right. You
on that day?
weren't. Well,
I can do ascending tomorrow, Sinclair.
Okay.
either way, we could find some useful things in there. Plus, to be completely honest, I've got money for my business already set to go. But my personal funds are kind of burning a hole in my pocket. I'd like to see what I can find.
We just gave up majority of our monster parts for the effort, so I'm just wanting to prepare before we have to deal with like the Abyss or Trent or more of the Empire.
Remember, we have a decent credit at
Yeah.
Gilmore's too.
Oh, I don't think he also know. What?
Zuvazar wouldn't know about that. That happened way before you
No,
guys.
I know. I that was just Sinclair.
No, I meant more of like, do I like have me and Gilmore ever met prior or?
Oh, dude, Gilmore's been dead for a long time. He's a human.
Who's running the joint now?
Ooh, what was your previous history check?
23.
23.
Isn't it his husband?
No. Right now, it would be his granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the one we saw?
Livia Gilmore is her name.
Livia Gilmore.
Livia. I can't spell it out right now because we just hit 4th level spell slots.
Is this where we solved the key that we don't talk about?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't recall this place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have I ever met Livia?
At social outings and events where she was forced to be there and then abruptly would just disappear.
My type of girl.
Yeah. She's like, hi, yes, mingle, and then just gone.
Amon is where we met the rabbit in the helmet.
Yes.
Rabbit in a helmet. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Boom pulled a rabbit out of their hat.
Yes, they did.
Huh. So just a mundane magic trick.
No, then he also went into a floorboard.
It was a rabbit.
There were some puppets involved. It was a whole thing.
Y'all kept
I
going
have
inside
no
of a
idea what
rock.
these people are talking about.
Yeah, you're completely losing me, but you're also making me slightly regret not joining you sooner. Perhaps we take a peek. You said you have what, a line of credit? That's impressive.
Yeah, we sold her something that we can't talk about. So yeah.
Jesus
Was it?
Christ.
I think we have about 10 grand, if I remember right. I can't open the sheet.
We
right.
have 8,600 left.
Well, Sinclair, you did
8,000
talk about it, so
No, I didn't.
Say, before we go in there, does anyone want my braces of protection?
ooh, I'll take that.
All right.
I-
Toss them over.
I will take them because I am not wearing armor. I'm just wearing fancy clothes.
Let's go. So,
Same.
you all go over to the original Gilmore's Glorious Good. This original shop that was made famous and the first ever sponsor of the legendary corporation company right now called Vox Machina. As you walk inside, you see all of these glorious, beautiful portraits on the wall of the original proprietor, Gilmore, and his fun friends, the original members of Vox Machina, as well as a few other peppered in people that are placed in all of them. You see that they have round rotating tables without any legs on them, showing all of these magnificently beautiful looking oddities and trinkets that are on display and available. Past all of that, you see that they have a do not touch area, which is just meant for display and showing of trophies, various magical items and goods that are allowed to be shown here, as this is not just a shop, but also a historical landmark within the city itself. As you are marching around, you all hear a voice from over top of you. Hello, and welcome to Gilmore's Glorious Goods. I hope you all have a fantastic visit while you are here. Don't forget to pepper your hands in the sweet juices over on the side. And if you have any type of ailments, just ask about our slip disc mints.
That's
That's
not
it.
Libya's voice.
You look around, and as you're all standing there, the voice will repeat itself again, emanating from the ceiling somewhere.
Oh,
I'll head deeper in. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody's looking for anything in particular.
I'm really not.
I want only the one thing I'm currently addicted to.
Hmm.
More load time for my character sheet.
Yep, we're up to 5th level. We just hit 5th.
Uh,
Let's go.
I'm
I
I'm
remember
just-
where the
Wait,
desk is.
Zuvazar was saying something? Zuvazar? Oh, you're not at that shop. This is the original shop. You were at one of the high-end shops that are in the different district.
Oh,
Hmm.
so wait.
This
you
is
guys-
the original, which is why it's a national landmark, as well as Magic Shop that is actual Gilmore's Glorious Goods. It's just usually not the one that has all of the nicest things, but has records of everything, as every shop does.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just look at the records because I'm not. Again, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for. I just know that I kind of want to treat myself to something.
Hmm. Well, you got to give me something.
Well, how about you come back to me and then I'll do some digging, and then everyone else can have the turn.
I'm gonna look for something living in here, so I'm gonna look for the desk. Because I'm pretty sure any augments or spell scrolls will be at the supply desk.
Okay. You go over to one of the desks that are currently rotating in a circle with a whole bunch of weird trinkets and oddities on it. You go over to another desk. I need you to give me an investigation, Sinclair.
Sure. We'll burn inspiration for advantage. 19.
Okay.
One of the few intelligence skills I'm actually trained in.
Hmm.
In religion.
As you look utterly confused, because what type of shop wouldn't have people selling things at it? Eventually, as you're wandering around, you see this large mirror on the back wall, and the mirror shimmers and shifts, and you see a young man's reflection pulsing through it, who's human, so clearly not you. Smiles and goes, "Do you need some help, sir?"
Yes, we're here with Mr. Lyceum, and we're looking to purchase scrolls and other oddities from your establishment.
All of our available scrolls have been purchased or donated to the cause of the war efforts already, as well as under protective guard of the Lyceum itself. They were sent there just nearly 4 or 5 months ago.
And I look back at Argon, I go, they sent all the scrolls to your academy, Argon.
Okay.
Remember, it is a
you-
war state. They don't just keep things. It's
Do you,
So
I
there
look
anything
back-
I can buy here and then just go pick up at the Lyceum?
Oh, absolutely. If you have access into it as well. Welcome, Mr. Lyceum. Can you tell me more particularly what it is you are looking for?
Oh, you're actually gonna let me choose spells? Normally you just make me roll for it.
Well, I can let you know if we have it in our stock or
okay.
not, because I already pulled up everything they have in stock. I'm just not going over everything.
Yeah. Well then I guess move on to the next person because I wasn't expecting on actually being able to choose. So give me just I'll give you a couple. To just
Sounds
see if they have them or not.
Sounds
I
good.
look back at the mirror and go, while he's thinking about what ones he wants to, memorize, do you have any? And I point to the augment gems that are in my blade. One of these, but red, that makes your weapon deal fire damage.
All combat-based augments have been procured by our local armies in order to help better defend ourselves with the war efforts.
Do you know if they currently have one?
They should, as I just stated, we gave them to them.
All right, then I have nothing to do here.
Anybody else looking for anything in particular?
All right, I got it. Something. Do you
Yes, sir.
have anything like magic throwing weapons? Because I'm good at hitting shit up close, but I wanna add some range into that.
Magic throwing weapons. Well, most of the typical staples again have been given over to our military for the cause and war efforts. However, let me just check my ledger, and they sound like they're flipping through pages wherever they are right now. Yes. We do have. You look like a strong man.
Yeah.
I assume you want something more yeetable, not Kobe, right?
Yes.
Very good. Then we do have a misfiring weapon. It has the misfire property. It's a javelin.
What's that property do?
So when you throw it, if you miss your target, it will come back to you, but it usually hits you when it does.
Oh, that's fine.
Very well. It would appear that this is at one of our other locations. Would you like me have it sent over to the shop for you?
How long would that take?
You can pay a fee for us to have it here within 10 minutes, or you can wait a week for shipping.
I don't think we're gonna be here in a week, so what's that fee gonna run me?
Total for the weapon plus the fee is 1,280 gold pieces.
That seems like a lot, right?
For a javelin that if you miss, it returns?
And it hits you.
Yeah. It sounds pretty expensive, but you have to remember they have to pay a mage to teleport it here to give it to you instantly. Which costs at least 100 gold worth of materials and their availability to do that.
Is your shop affiliated with Lilia or Lily's shop?
All Gilmore's shops are affiliated with one another, as we are a global enterprise.
I show him our card from Lilia.
Oh, that warrants you a 10% discount.
Oh, well that runs me down to Argon. What's numbers?
986 gold.
Is that, guys? Does that sound good? I'm not good at this whole numbers thing.
You said 986.
Yes.
If you want it, Broska, does it require attunement?
Absolutely not. A weapon like that would never require attunement. You do have to wear the hand guard, though.
That's fine.
Yeah, I could do that.
It's a glove that it will return to, but it will return there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Trick is to figure out how to make it not return the pointy end.
All right,
First.
and where do I swipe? Because we have credit on this card.
Oh, you have a card. Here, hold it up to the mirror, please.
Yep.
You hold the card up to the mirror, and the individual does some type of incantation, and please deduct that amount from your card.
Yep.
The item will be delivered to you within the hour. You can go anywhere within the city, and we will be able to find you thanks to that card.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. We learned
do
this
have-
nice little magic trick from our Amazonian friends. We call this Amazon shipping. It's amazing.
So in character, I don't mind that at all. In reality, I mind that just a little bit.
What, that they know where you are since you have their card?
No, the fact that it's gonna
No,
come back and hit him.
No, the pun.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So if it hits the target, it doesn't come back.
If it hits the target, it does not come back to you.
Well, I mean, it takes a little bit more effort on my part, but I can get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, Brosco doesn't need to yeet more than once before he gets to the target. Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
Suddenly
What are you
feel
saying,
like
Otis?
A husband who can't figure out where to sit since there's nowhere near the changing rooms with a bench seat for any of us. To...
I do have one more idea of something I might want if no one else says anything.
You can go ahead. I know. I think I know what I want to look for, but you're already kind of on like
All
in
right,
the
in
middle
that
of it. So go
case-
for it.
In that case, do you have anything that might make me stronger? Even like temporarily or something like that.
oh, you're talking about one of the potions of strength.
That'll do.
Well, I don't personally know how strong you are currently, but I doubt you're as strong as, say, a frost giant.
I don't think so, but I'm close.
Well, we do have a potion of frost giant strength at one of our facilities here in the city.
Oh, cool. So that would be easier to get hold of?
Absolutely. You could either go and pick it up yourself, or we can send a carrier out to bring it to you.
Anyone mind like a slight detour in that regard?
Nope.
Well, we already have a carrier coming to you. It's a part of the
That's a good point.
premium
Yeah, just have him do
Amazon.
it, yeah.
The premium Amazon experience. We call this the Prime experience of Amazon. That we don't upcharge you for any fees that we already gave to you once.
I don't think that's actually going to be any good for you, Roscoe. It doesn't give you a new modifier.
Oh, it doesn't?
Well, that's out of character shit. But
Yeah.
does Braska feel like he's as strong as a frost giant?
He's as strong as a kraken.
Your connection to the server has been interrupted. Damn.
Oh,
Your sheet crashed the whole server. Does anybody else have that status?
Nope.
No,
Not
not,
at the
not
moment.
at the
I'm
moment.
good.
But I know I'll stop using Character Mancer from here on out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that probably is the best call.
Holy hell. Anywho,
Well, how much does that potion cost?
that potion is 525 gold with your discount already included.
I feel like that's not so bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're pretty strong, aren't you, Roscoe? You took on a kraken.
True.
Frost giants can't be that strong. Just look at Argon. He's a giant.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Now I'm worried that something might make me weaker.
Hey,
You
we
know
saw
it.
you try to play barbarian, Argon.
no, he didn't.
Braska
did.
never saw that.
He didn't. Broska didn't, though.
And Sinclair has told me. Because he is Sinclair.
That is canon, actually. Yeah, Sinclair has told everybody everything.
I just haven't told anyone about what we sold.
Alrighty.
So I think I am gonna pass on the potion.
Very well. We'll be sure to have your item delivered to you post haste. Now, is anybody else confused right now?
No, but I do have
Not any more
Question.
than usual.
a question or two.
Yes.
What sort of rapiers do you have? I already have a one that emits a bit of flame, but I'm curious to see what others you may have.
I believe they've already stated that most of their weapons have gone to the military.
That's most. Not all.
Most of their weapons have, yes. However, ten. Um, 10. Okay. Sorry, I'm scrolling through their inventory in the city right now.
Are you good?
Argon, do you know of any oils or anything that I could apply to my weapon that, if ignited, would last for like a minute?
I don't know. Do I, Joey? I mean, I know they have things that do that. I know it. I don't know if Argon knows it or not.
An oil of sharpness?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
would be
not
aware.
not of sharpness, but that can be ignited.
He's
Oil.
looking for
Oh, you just want
burning
oil?
Oil.
Would oil stay on the blade for a minute, or is that
Yes.
a one-time?
Just a minute, yes.
You thicken it with sap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Gordon hears
Fortrum.
it and he's like,
Yeah.
"Here, watch
This
this.
is more of a Fortrum
I'll-
question.
I'll mix you something in just a few minutes. Pour sharpening oil from one of my water skins. Yes, I frequently mistaken it.
Oh no.
Rub the rest of my beard. Add a little honey or sap.
Oh, I got
Or-
honey. I give you the jug.
There you go. This will work.
So, as far as weapons, because looking at your party, I can clearly see that you're probably going to be interested in things like that. We do have a whip that cracks exceptionally hard. We have a chain shirt that allows the wearer to become resistant to radiant damage. We have leather armor, which has resistance to poison damage. And lastly, we have a jagged and vicious dart, which is just a vicious dart.
That's slightly disappointing, but that's understandable.
With the war going on, yeah, that does seem par on what we've been able to not be able to scrounge. So yeah.
Wait, there's a war going on?
Oh yeah.
Where?
Everyone is currently at war.
Since when?
Since you've been here?
Since we went to Islacross, I think.
No,
Is
it's
it-
been before that.
Zerzar just looks back to the lady and he just says, I know there's a war going on, like quietly.
The man, thank you very much. But yes.
Hmm. That's a little strange.
I do
What's my-
apologize, but this is what we have at our disposal.
Do you sell raw building materials? Pieces of metal? Ignites?
Oh, ignits. Yes, we do have ignits.
You have any in ebony?
You want an ebony
Or-
ignit?
Yep. Or what kind of iron? Steel?
We have a plethora of iron.
Yeah.
No steel available at this time. We
Something
have
indicates here.
gold ingots you can purchase from us as well. Of course, those are just worth their weight in gold. We have silver ingot as well. We do have one obsidian ingot as well.
Did you say an obsidian ingot?
Yes. So, it is a
Can
very
I-
unique process that we have here. I can see you look confused. It's a unique process where we infuse obsidian gemstones into some cinnabar, some tovium, and as we are breaking it down and reconstructing it, it produces a metal that is much harder to heat up, of course, and to work with, but by the labeling here, the metal, once rehardened one more time after its ingot form, becomes as hard as gemstones would be.
Right. Okay. How
It
Can I
looks
see it?
beautiful. I
is it
believe
physically here or is it in one of the
it is actually in your location. If you head over to the table to your left over there, it should be coming around the rotation here shortly. You go over to the table and you see on this large silver tray is this very large, by the looks of it, maybe about 5-pound ingot.
Yeah. And it's a brick of black.
Purplish
Right.
black with a little bit of glimmering inside of it.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So Interesting. So, can I hold it?
Yes, of course.
I pick it up, feel its weight,
It's fairly dense for its size.
figure its size, and I turn to Zurazar and I'm like, this might make a neat sword.
Do you want an obsidian rapier?
What
Wanna
what's
see it here?
what did you have in mind?
I don't know. We haven't tested. We can figure out magical properties and all this other stuff because normally obsidian does, some of the necromantic and things like that. I don't really deal with that stuff, but it will pass that. So if that is what this is, and I think stretched into, and I like move a hand like I'm stretching it, even though I'm still holding the thing, and even stretched into. And then maybe we use something like silver or platinum for the pommel and all of the, grip work. Leather. We could even do silver branded leather. We can make something super fancy out of this. And even if, how much is this thing?
The ingot is 650 gold with your discount.
So we can sell it for 6 times that or 10 times that once we're done with it, I bet.
With
And
you, yeah.
initially-
That's
And initially, it might not be anything but super special. And then we could put some, gems in it and make it more magical, like we
It's
do other
possible.
things.
It's possible. If that's something you want to try, I'm more than willing. And if you wish to do that, I can chip in.
It's going to take time. I mean, my priority is to get your coat done, and I'm going to need some time in a
Yes,
room
unfortunately,
forge
we
to
have
do this, but
we
I
have been
think
quite
it'd be-
busy.
doable.
Is it going to be stronger than? I show you my blade again, Boardroom. Is it going to be on par with this? Because that would help Zurzar definitely out.
I feel like as much as I like my rapier, it definitely feels like I pale in comparison to a couple of your armaments.
Sinclair, what's your blade made out of? It's the
rock that can only be smelted in a volcano.
right. No, it probably won't be, but it's a rapier, so it's not. And yours is a katana, right?
Yeah.
So it's different. I mean, you have a slashing weapon. It has to be that hard. This is not, well, it can be a slashing, but it's also a poking weapon. So I don't know. I don't think it's as hard, but I'm sure it'll be pretty hard. And what I want to know is, I wonder if we could actually make the onyx in the blade itself hold magic. That'd be the fun part to try.
from across
So-
the room. Yes, you can.
Oh,
Thank
Obsidian
you.
rocks are deliberately crafted and infused with minor bits of spell casting, and as you're getting closer, they get closer, in order to make it adapt and hold magic much more easily than, say, iron would.
Right. Got it. So cool. So we don't, I mean, I can build it with a socket, but initially, just after crafting, it won't need another socket to imbue it with some magic. So this is a pretty cool thing. And 650, it's going to take me a few weeks, but
how about this? If you do this for me, I feel as though, as much as I would like the coat, because I know the coat would look fantastic on me.
I agree.
Sorry, guys. I have tremendous news. Argan, your character sheet is updated. Now
What
let
a
me
milestone.
reload roll 20.
Wait,
Holy
so what
fuck.
you're saying is this is a milestone in game for us to level up?
That's a milestone
What?
for the GM to level up, okay? Thank you very much.
So if you want to do this, as painful as it is for me to say, perhaps putting the coat on pause and this being the priority might be the most beneficial thing.
Okay. Well,
That's that. You're the crafter though, so I leave it in your capable hands.
I get it. in any case, to get both of these done, I'm gonna need a month in a room in a forge. So
I just swiped the card.
Oh,
and
wait,
for
no,
650 gold, this is a bargain.
Sinclair,
I
I can
No.
pay for it.
Nope, it's fine. It's been swiped.
Team player
Yeah,
here.
I
Forge,
just
at some
pulled-
point I have to do research, so we're gonna have some time.
Yeah,
Great. I hold it up to the mirror or the whatever, and I
Mhm.
go, "Thank you." And
You
I
are
open
most
it up.
welcome. My commissions are looking very handsome today because of all of you. I heard that you're working on a petticoat of some kind for him. Are there any specific features to it or trinkets that you wish to add to it? Magical infusions, incantations, anything like that I can assist you with as well?
Actually, may I ask a question, DM?
You absolutely may.
If we were able to, what's the word for it? If we were to nullify the armor component of the coat and just focusing on just the coat and what it does itself, would that speed up the process of it being crafted?
Yes, but then it wouldn't be able to be converted into, say, like studded leather or anything like that.
That's fine. If it was just but it would be the coat with the abilities though. Because reason I ask is because
The coat with all of the abilities minus the armor aspect, so it wouldn't give you like a +1 to AC or anything like that.
no, that's fine. But what I'm meaning is more just like it would speed up the process of him crafting it.
Tremendously. And keep in mind, he can work on that while traveling. You can't really work on that ingot unless like you stop everything you're doing, you heat up the ingot, and then you start forging it, and he can't stop until it's done. So like
Gotcha.
that's one of those things like you need. First off, they already let you know that rock takes an incredibly hot fire to heat up.
Okay.
Which luckily Argan's Mansion can provide you. Like or any of the numerous forges at your hometown. Like
Right.
Because the main
this is
reason
not
I
for
asked is-
laymen, but your family aren't laymen. So
Main reason I asked is because realistically, I have better armor when I don't wear armor. So
Right.
if I remove that, it would just help you. Like in that way, you don't have to like put so much off time in just making this, and you can just work on something else.
I
I'd
don't
say-
think the coat is creating downtime necessarily. Like we've only really played, I think, like 3 days since I started. So I've measured and cut, and then like while we travel on the boat, I'm like sewing things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you haven't got to the part where you need the armor. So that's good then.
So we're moving forward on all of it. Just again, the coat in its finality is going to take, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, and then building a sword from scratch with a thing like this takes me to roughly 2 weeks. So when it's all said and done, Fordham's going to need arguably 5 weeks of real focus time to make all of this stuff.
Okay. Like I said, I was hoping that if removing the armor part of the coat might help speed up the creation.
Nah,
of the coat.
it's
It would speed it up tremendously for somebody less skilled than Fordrum, but Fordrum has so many mechanics at play that help him. Like out of character, if you
I
would
just
remove
dump
that
all
for
my
him,
feats
that
into
would
creating
subtract like
stuff.
1 day. Like
Yeah, okay.
of all of the labor he puts in. For
I mean,
somebody
it's
else,
still-
that would be like multiple weeks. But like for Fordrum, that's like literally you would save him 1 day by saying, "I don't want studs in it." Like,
I mean that's fine. I mean a day's a day, you know.
yeah, if the
I've already cut all these old dragon scales that we have to fit in it, so they just were the easiest armor that I had, so that's what we're gonna
Yeah.
use. And
I
they're
mean,
light.
I have a nice smooth interior, so I'm not complaining about that.
Uh-huh.
Mr. I'm sorry, I did not get your name in the mirror.
Genericus.
Genericus. While they're talking about a coat and the finality of 1 day versus armor. You said y'all don't have augments and you don't have weapons and things like that.
We have select
you did-
weapons, but not a tremendous amount of them.
You did mention that you do have the ability to infuse magic into things, possibly.
We have objects and items that make the infusion of magic into things much easier. And we do have a couple of mages that are currently on reserve who are capable of dealing with such things as well.
I'm just wondering if there's a magic that, and I put the very badass sword that Forger made from the lava for me in front of him with the socket that's open, and go, I can't have this become in better terms, I point at Broska's sword as good as that, because then I can't wield it. What I'm wanting is to infuse it with some sort of magic that keeps it hot with a flame.
So you want the flame tongue property added to that sword?
If it doesn't raise its quality, yes. It has two sockets in it.
So you want it to be better without being better? I don't.
I am a what they call a cheat wizard. I gain my power through a goddess, and so
We used to be married to
I
until
can't-
he started sleeping with someone else.
I can't use legendary weapons of
Oh.
exceptional quality.
Oh, we don't have anybody at our disposal right now who's capable of crafting something along those lines. You would have to get into contact with somebody higher standing within, say, the Lyceum, one of the churches,
I'm
the
just trying to
Tal'Dorei
avoid it.
Council. Oh, so you... And what would you classify that weapon as now? I can't identify it.
It's got two sockets.
What's
in
its
it.
current rating?
I believe it's just rare right now.
So you want it to be very rare.
Yes, because I've only got the very rare version of the attack buff one, or I got the rare version of the attack buff one. I got the stone for the very rare, but I was looking for a flame augment to swap out the crit augment for, because I can't have 3 augments. You already said that when we
Yeah.
started this. But either a material component that I can turn into one, because we do have a ruby, or some sort of magical property that I can infuse it into.
So, we do have at our disposal a mage who would be capable of infusing it with the flame tongue property. However, for something higher quality than that, you are probably better off spending some time and finding a mage who is available to do that for you, to infuse it with a higher tier level of magic. I'm sorry, but most of our mages of that caliber, as soon as there was a war happening, they were retained for work.
That's understandable. We've been helping out the Tal'Dorei Council as it is.
Oh,
By all
well, if
means.
you have friends on the Tal'Dorei Council, then you should just ask one of them for assistance with maybe one of their personal mages.
They would just point me at Argon, and I know he's busy with stuff. That's why I'm trying to find a means outside of that. But
Unfortunately, this is what we are.
what would Flame Tongue do?
Oh, Flame Tongue is a tremendous property where once it is drawn, it will emanate a flame across the entirety of it, giving you a large radius of light around you, and whenever you strike with it, will burn your foes as well as harm them from the blade itself.
That would work. As long as it doesn't jump the property quality up too high.
Flame Tongue is an uncommon property at best. Rare in certain situations. Yes.
Then, yeah, that would work for me. How much would that run me?
Well, you are retaining one of our mages, and they are exceptionally expensive given the current
I
climate.
understand that.
And cost of material, and then time of labor. You are looking at... What is Flame Tongue?
Every place I've been to hasn't had an augment, so it's like I'm trying to find another means.
It's a
and I
war!
understand-
It's, yeah.
I understand that, and we haven't found any fire-type creatures, so it's really hard to get the specific element that I need.
So Flame Tongue would be considered rare.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
For its rarity, so it wouldn't be legendary.
Okay.
But rare items, DMG.
You know, we could also next time go back through that crystal tundra near Uthadern and kill a couple more worms. They had fiery blood.
135. Downtime. First level, high, rare. It would run you about 3,000 gold. And would require us to be wielding your object for... Fuck, rare is 3 months. So they would need the object for 3 months to do that.
Yeah, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
But if you are interested in commissioning somebody to craft you one from raw materials, that would be just 5,000 gold.
No.
It'd be done
It's
within 3 months.
We're gonna probably end up in very bad places for this war within a month, 2 months time.
If
I can't lose my only weapon.
If I may recommend, you can seek an audience, since you have friends in high places, with individuals who might have personal collections, if you are that interested in acquiring something.
I appreciate the information. Thank you.
Of course. Sorry we couldn't be of more service to you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Argon.
I sent you. I put 4 spells in chat. If they have any of those, great. If not, I'm not that worried about it.
They do have a spell scroll of non-detection.
All right.
They do. All right. I'm scrolling through everything.
Earthbind, knock, or 2nd level. Tiny servant is 3. Phantasmal is 4.
They do not have Earthbind. I know that one.
Okay.
So when you inquire about knock, the individual leans closer towards you. There is a little issue with that spell in general. I'm sure you understand many circles don't like that, but as you are a member of the Lyceum family, I feel like I should let you be aware that there may be somebody over at the food court who may have something like that at their disposal, though it would be exceptionally more expensive.
I appreciate the heads up.
Of course, I never gave you any of that information.
Obviously.
Of course. They do not have Tiny Servant, and they do not have Phantasmal Killer.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
But you got non-detection.
Hey, it's a new one. That's helpful.
Yep. And now you have to go do a shady thing, Argon.
I gotta convince Zurazar to do a shady thing for me.
True. Zurazar, obviously you heard that entire conversation.
Just depends how much you pay me.
Oh, damn. They just bought you your fucking ingot. Like,
I know. I'm
fucking with you.
I'm glad we got this unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
What's the cost of the spell scroll, Joey?
Non-detection with your 10% discount. Non-detection's a 3rd level spell slot, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is 320 gold.
All right, I've deducted it.
Thank you, Sinclair.
All right, that's it. That's all I need.
Perfect. Well, if there's nothing else for me to help all of you with, thank you all very much, and have a glorious day. Do not forget to take your mints on the way out.
I will make sure to do so. Thank you very much.
You are all most welcome. So, as you're walking out, you take a couple of mints, you pop them in your mouth, and Wow, these things are enlightening when you take them. It just opens your eyes so wide and makes everything seem much more vibrant and colorful and wonderful, and these have to be drugged.
Nice. I took 2 of them.
Yeah.
I go back and take a handful.
When
A
you
handful
do,
for you is just like 4. Sorry. Tiny.
when you come back with a
That's more than
handful-
one.
I'll get a handful.
Yeah.
When you come back with a handful, Zurzar
That's like
holds his
20.
hand out, and he's it was like, man,
I
Your
just
hands are
watch
bigger
them-
than mine. Get your own.
I watch them taking a handful,
I'll take a
and
handful.
I grab the bowl and just dump it into my pouch, and then set the bowl back.
Smart man.
The
While
clerk
this
had
is-
already hung up the mirror, so you're fine.
Hey,
I just leave a bag of freaking shrooms on the bowl.
Oh, Jesus.
We
There's
gotta
going to be
walk
some
the
fucked up
shrooms.
kids after school. Oh.
jokes on you. I take the shrooms.
I do it.
We need an intervention.
I think this party definitely
Yeah,
has
who's
an
gonna
issue.
fucking give it? One of us? No chance.
Full
Hey,
of
Fordrum is
shrooms.
mostly so.
I'm
Okay.
the only
So-
non-drinking one here.
I'm gonna get them
So-
addicted and just manipulate them by handing them candies now.
Yeah.
Literally,
Altoid?
right.
Oh God. While we're walking around, can I keep an eye to make sure I'm not being watched?
Ooh, roll me a perception check on that one.
21.
21.
Why?
Actually, okay, cool. That's about 10.
You're happy with 21? That's
don't
good
say
enough
it
for
like-
you?
Don't say it like that.
I'm just wondering, are you content with that number?
Uh,
What's your armor class, by the way?
oh, you know it's a 27.
I don't
It's a-
believe
it's
you on that
a
one. I
It's-
think it's,
it's
17. Okay.
It is 17. Yeah.
All right.
But you have braces of defense now.
Mm,
I need to attune to them.
Oh shit.
Okay.
we have the attunement slots?
Yeah, I can just unattune to my braces of flying daggers and just pop them on.
Zuvazar, you have noticed nothing so far.
Hey, nice.
But, everybody, now that we are done with your shopping half of this session, I think we can go ahead and go on break, and you guys can gather up what it is you are going to be doing after you get Argan his shady scroll. Be right back.
While we're on break, can we do a short
And we are back. Hello, everybody. Before we jump back in the action, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in becoming a member on our YouTube channel, you can do so. It just costs $2 a month, and you gain access to some cool emotes. If you're interested in joining any of our campaigns, we have open slots available in a Friday early campaign that starts between noon and 1 p.m. EST. Make sure you reach out and let me know. Where last we left off, you all had left the legacy store of Gilmore's Glorious Goods and have moved over to this food square, court, as we call it. Going directly across the street, you see that there are these large pockets and pavilions where people seem to be seating lackadaisically, enjoying their day. They have running bits of water through a creek system nearby that glistens and glimmers in a way that has to be magically infused. It just has to be. You also see that there's these marvelous little insects flying around, butterflies and things that all stay away from the pavilions themselves, allowing people to feel like they're closer to nature while they're actually in the epicenter of civilization here on the continent. As you're passing by that, Braska, you see the single most beautiful thing you've ever seen before in your life. On the other side of these pavilions, there's just so many stalls of people selling food. There has to be a lot based off of your abilities to count.
Going to the Burger Duke, the Sin Out Burger, Quizzies.
So,
Be
as
back.
all of you probably eat a decent amount of whatever you want, Braska is going to be spending however much gold he wishes. And you all get to take your short rest, where you are reattuning to something, I believe, Zurzar. While you're doing that, Argan, you know you are supposed to be looking for somebody who might have the knock spell, but you're not quite sure how you're supposed to look for them, because that's not really your line of business.
Yeah, I'm gonna like glance around and see if I can see anybody, knowing fully well that I will not notice it.
Well, roll an insight check. Let's see if
But
you get
I'm gonna-
lucky.
I'm gonna at least try.
Let's roll insight.
Perception. Oh,
Insight.
All right, that's just as bad.
You want to discern if someone's shady or not.
Argan, try using detect magic.
Are you seriously telling the wizard how to wizard? Fucking A. Jesus.
So, Argan, with a 2, you find someone who looks a little shady. You slide up next to him, looks over at you, squints at you.
Looking for a man that could sell me a scroll.
I think I got what you might need. How much are you paying?
I see this happening.
Yes, but you're really checking out these really nice new gauntlets you have on.
Yeah, I'm putting on the bracers, so I'm just passively watching to see how this goes.
Yeah.
2.
I'm sorry?
200.
4.
3.
Deal. They look around, reach into a pouch on their side, and pull out what appears to be a large tome. They're covering the top of it, looking around. Money?
I'll pull out like a pouch and put some platinum in it.
He'll slide the tome to you and slide the pouch to him.
Can I insight the guy?
I'm
I
gonna,
feel like Argan's getting ripped off.
Why do you
with
feel
my-
like that? Are you looking at the expressions that are happening out of game?
No, I'm just looking at Argan shifting over to the first guy he meets. He's just handing him money.
Oh, Argan looked, and he found someone, and he's been talking to them. Argan looked. He did.
Do I I guess with my passive insight, I can tell this is like the most classic of classic scams I've ever seen in my life.
There's no such thing as a passive insight, but you
That's
are. The same thing I would pose to you. Would you be questioning this scenario if it wasn't for the fact that I was making faces right now and you
I'm
knew
not
what
even-
he
I
rolled?
got mugged.
And
in
you knew what he
church.
rolled. And you knew what he rolled. If you didn't
I
know
got
what he
mugged in
rolled, would
church.
you be inciting all of this?
So I'm not actually looking at the cameras. I'm actually looking at my sheet. The only reason I say this is because I just see Arga just randomly walk over to someone, sit down, and then they start looking
Nope.
shifty.
Argan sat down, looked around, saw someone he deemed as shady, went over and seems to be making a deal.
Oh, that's fair. Okay,
Ignoring that he rolled a 2 on his insight check.
that's fair.
I was
That's fair.
already trying to help before he even rolled.
Yeah,
I'm
he
back.
got there.
I will go
Since
back to my bracers.
I have no sense of, I've been a very privileged person in my life, and probably most of the time would consider myself above the law when it comes to magical things. I'm sure I would immediately open the book and like to see if it's what I'm looking for,
Okay.
with no sense of, you really shouldn't be doing that while you're out in public.
So,
if it's really what I think it is.
as you go to open it, he will slap his hand. Hey, dude, what are you doing?
I gotta check to see if it's what I wanted.
It's what you want, man. You came here looking for me, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can't check it. Simple
All right,
glance.
all right,
I know
all right,
what
all
it
right, all
is.
right, all right. Wait. This table can be watched. Go to that table over there.
All right. Don't go anywhere.
Wait, so I saw the guy slap Argan's hand.
No, slaps the book shut. And
Oh.
everybody other than Argan sees the guy trying to sneak away. As Argan moves and goes to a different table.
Proska, that guy just stole Argan's food money.
Oh, I gotta go fix that.
So he makes it down one of the slopes and he walks up to you, Braska. Oh.
I'm with him.
Roll me intimidation. You may use strength if you wish.
Don't need it.
24. You
Holy
say
shit.
that with a turkey leg in your hand, ripping it off, making the turkey leg look like a chicken leg.
The dice on the thing say 2 and 7 for me. It's so. Anyway, sorry.
It does for me too, but
That's crazy. All right.
yeah. Must have been a 17. Or 15? I don't know.
18.
18.
Ah, that's it. He looks down and lifts the coin purse and hands it to you and just runs away.
Yep.
Argan, you get to the other table, you open up the first page, and you read, and it is, you've seen some strange spell casting before in your life. This must be from like a different culture, maybe, or maybe like thievy styles of spells are just written strangely, but it seems to be something that involves a lot of like pelvic thrusting and a lot of like jostling of hips in order to cast, and that's a completely different wave of spell for you. And it's so narratively inclined in the first person point of view.
He must be a blade singer.
I'm gonna go
Valor
find Zurazard.
I'm gonna be handing Argan his money back.
So you sit next to Zurazar, and your coin purse is dropped in front of you, Arkin, on the table.
Yes, Argan.
I've never seen spells like this, but I don't really do the sneaky stuff all that often. Is all this pelvic thrusting really necessary?
Wait.
Looking at the pages, Braska just says, "Yeah, you'll find out about that when you're older."
So let me ask you this: you try to do a shady deal, and how did you do it? Did you just? I saw you sit down next to just some random guy. Did you know him?
Well, no, but he looked the right type of shady.
Did you sense magic from the product before you bought it?
Well, no, I don't want to do anything that. I don't want to just cast spells out in the middle of the town. Besides, I don't have it prepared. I'd have to spend 10 minutes.
Or you
Argon,
could ask me.
hey, Argon, I'm fairly certain that's a Kama Sutra.
What?
I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure
that
that's a sex ed
page.
book.
It's a book about certain positions you can do in certain acts. See, like this one, 0 to 1.
Oh, that one looks flexible.
I get the feeling this isn't a spell book at all.
No, it's a book
I mean,
on how
you'll
you were
certainly
made.
have the magic going.
It is a type of mojo magic.
If you look close at this one, this could be mistaken for haste.
So,
Yeah, that does seem like a quick one.
is this why you got all my money back, Braska?
Yeah.
Thank you. Zurazar, I obviously don't know what I'm doing.
I thought you were from Iman as well. I thought you'd be able to pick out the people who don't look.
Didn't spend that much time in the city. I mostly spent my time at the school.
That's fair. That's from what I can see. You probably just got scammed. It's common. Mind you, I actually didn't do any of that while I was here. I simply saw a lot happen.
Can you help me find the person in here that would sell this?
Is this scroll that you're looking for illegal?
It's frowned upon in the current time frame.
Then you could probably find. There's more than likely a shop that might have it, that they won't sell it publicly. Like it might be a under the table sort of deal, but at least it's a decent enough deal that you're looking for. It probably would be maybe an inflated price.
But I was told that there was a person here in the food court.
There's a by who?
By the last place we were at.
Okay, and did they tell you what they look like?
No.
Well, seeing as you announce yourself as Mr. Lyceum, I'm pretty sure he figured you would at least do your due diligence when you're looking around for the magical essence of what that spell is based off of.
Then, don't maid shame him.
That's a lot of us. That's a
Come
lot of
on,
assuming.
Argon. Let's take a little.
I'm just saying, what school of spell is the spell you're looking for?
Didn't I already cover a couple of minutes ago? I don't have detect magic right now.
Right.
I
Well,
can't do that, Sinclair.
while they're talking, can I glance around the food court and see if maybe I might see someone that might be sort of what he's looking for?
You may roll an insight check.
Okay.
And is anybody keeping the smut novel?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
24.
It's how Velasco is going to pass the time on the boat.
So, looking around, you notice somebody who is tapping from ear to eye, from ear to eye, from ear to eye to nose. And to you who understands, thieves can't.
Yeah.
They are communicating from afar, not to you, but just as a general atmosphere. Casual vendor, bring steak fries.
I'll look around. Is there any sort of laying around steak fries that no one is?
I've got some.
Oh,
Braska
Take
has
it back.
probably 3 orders. Braska, do you want to just say 5 gold?
Sure.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
I
a
already
lot of fun.
I already dropped 30 on all my food.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I
Braska,
forgot
may I-
it's you.
Roscoe, may I borrow one of those piles of steak fries, please?
Do I get it back in the end?
Probably not, but I can pay you back for it, or I can get you
okay
another pair. I'll take it and I'll say, Argon, come with me.
I'll go with Zurazar.
So, the two of you go over to one of the tables, and the man looks over at you. He's wearing disheveled-looking clothes that makes it look like he's definitely, probably an urchin of some variety. But one thing that you notice, Ozar, is the individual has perfectly manicured nails. Clearly, he is not actually an urchin. Not to mention his boots, though they're dirty on top, are incredibly nice boots. So, you scoot up, you sit down. He goes, excuse me, sir, do you have any spare food?
Oh, I actually do. I have some of these steak fries.
Thank you very much. And you pass it along, and he just immediately starts chowing and eating down on the steak fries. So, what brings you all into this beautiful food court today?
I think a friend of mine might be he's new to this place and he's looking for certain things that are a bit more on the nose to find. And I will also say in thieves can't. He's looking to buy something.
Well, I don't have much in the way of repaying you for your kindness. However, I am a very aspired individual when it comes to writing. I have quite a few things, journals, poems, sonnets, that I can offer to you, you starving artist and all. And Argan, wow, you didn't know Zorzar was this nice, giving to the needy.
I'll lean over to Oregon real quick and I'll whisper, "What is it that you wanted?"
Knock.
I will lean back over and I'll say, "I've been looking for this one poem. It's sonnet, really. It's calling Knocking on Heaven's Door."
Thank you. That's good. That's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he
Way
goes,
smoother than I ever would have been.
honestly, I think I might have something written upon that. I'm so glad somebody's heard my works. And he reaches into his satchel and starts going through, and he pulls out a few pages of loose paper and hands it over. If you're interested, you can read it all right here, sir. It's an inspiring tale, I'm sure, and it is definitely going to grab at least 5 to 6 nights worth of attention, which translates to you, he wants 500 gold.
100?
500, yeah. When you look down at it, it is actually a sonnet, and based off of your own expertise in storytelling and stuff such as that, it's mediocre, really. It's like decent. It's not amazing. However, you do notice that between the lines and the pages themselves, there appears to be a different colored ink that, well, looks more like spellcasting ink.
He'll look at it for a moment and he'll say, This is quite the work. Because, you gotta think for a moment. Would it behoove you to possibly do it with 4 nights of relaxation? I understand that the relaxation market is quite thin these days, but relaxation is relaxation.
Do you have a... I'm sorry, sir, but there's a nice... I can't remember what it was. It was the Grasp and the Clasp, a fine inn nearby that they might let you retell the story in. He's communicating. Are you a member of the Clasp?
Unfortunately, I'm more of a pin person myself, but and I'm trying to just communicate with them. No, but I'm not unfamiliar with this.
Well, unfortunately, I think if you can't stay at an establishment like that, you're probably going to get many more nights of entertainment from this story to give to people. Probably closer to 5.
I'll just lean my head back and I'm going to say, "You're going to owe me, Oregon." And I will reach into my pouch and I will say, "Tell me, are you a fan of the golden filigree or possibly the platinum?"
Oh, platinum just shines so much more beautifully, and it's nearly weightless when you attach it to any awnings or other beauties of the realm.
That you and I can agree upon, and I will take out 50 platinum, and I will before I slide it over, I'll put like my hand atop of it, and I will hold my other hand out for the sonnet.
Oh yeah, he'll just push it over to you.
He will.
Feel free to read over it, sir.
Oh, absolutely. I
Don't
will
want
do so.
any issues with you memorizing such a beautiful story before somebody slips away. And he looks over at Argan and like gives you a wink.
I'll lean back towards Ark and I'll show it to him.
I'm so glad I didn't catch that because I'm not observant enough to see him mocking me.
I lean back and I show you the sonnet.
Ah. Wait, there's some mage words in here.
And no pelvic thrusting.
And they're different colored.
What? I'll give. Good.
That seems like a weird way to write it.
Perfect.
Excuse me, sir, but this is the arts we are talking about.
Yes, the arts are quite extravagant. I thank you again, and I do hope that your other sonnets and aspiring notes are met with other individuals.
Always happy to share beautiful stories with culturally correct individuals. And again, thank you for the food.
You are quite welcome. I'll give him a small wink, and then I'll pat Argan. I was like, come on.
Follow behind Zurazar. Completely lost as to what any of that conversation was.
I'll pass you the sonnet, and I'm just, once we sit down, I'm going to say, read between the lines. It's there. Oh, on my way back, I will spend a gold to get another thing of steak fries and put it in front of
Steak fries are like a silver, dude.
Even better.
Broska's
I don't-
spent 30 gold, but he's fucking eating.
I set another basket of steak fries in front of him, and I sit
Alright.
back down.
Bitchin', you just finished your other two.
Ah, nice timing.
You're quite welcome. What was that, Argan?
Thank you for your help, Zurazar. I'm afraid I'm a little out of my depth at this.
You're welcome. Trust me. It, as great as I am, I didn't learn it overnight. It definitely took some practice, and I was where you were at one point in time.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time to learn. Don't you worry.
I could what?
You got plenty of time to learn. Don't you worry.
Well, I'll take as much time as necessary, I guess. So you wanted to come here. Is there something you need to do here in town before I go find this soul? Anything I can help you do to repay you for this?
Well,
Conjure the thing so Fordrum can get to fucking work on my vest. That was
well,
me playing.
I'm not sure how long we'll be in the city for, but there's a person I am looking for to at least get a bit of insight before I really dive into exactly what I want to do.
Are they with the
If I
council?
start at the Cobalt Soul, I'm sure it's going to take me quite a bit of time to do some research. So we have some time if you want to search for some stuff.
It's not really stuff. It's more of a person.
Oh, or for a person.
Are
Not
they
cool.
affiliated with the council?
No,
Can I go with you?
you absolutely. Anyone who wants to may.
I'd give Sinclair like a false thing and have him go out as the opposite of a hunter, like smoke him out by just dropping a bunch of vague or unvague threats to the wrong person.
I will preface this. I'm not. You remember when we met and I had a certain individual in chains?
Yes, my people are probably still holding on to them.
Oh, fantastic. That makes things even better. He wasn't the only one. This has happened a few times, and unfortunately, it seemed to have reached out a bit farther than I thought. They're not trying to kill me. They were trying to bring me back here.
So are you looking for the person that's sending them?
Oh no, I know exactly who it is. I just and
Oh.
I can walk up and speak to them whenever I wish. It's more I don't want to go into a situation without full knowledge of what I'm walking into. Things have changed since I've been gone.
Would you like me to walk up to the gate and tell them what you want them to hear?
They would probably throw you out. And that's not both because you're not I don't believe you're permitted there, and honestly the mask will probably freak them out.
I'm pretty sure the mask would be the least of our worries. Have you seen what's under the mask?
No, actually.
I pull off the mask and
Oh.
it's this monstrous, like hideous thing.
Hmm.
Like it literally got ripped asunder in the river Styx.
Gross. You should put it back on.
Yeah. I also have this, the letter of our service with Whitestone. So
Oh, well, I mean, again, Iman and Whitestone I know are allied and close. It's more, you could try. I imagine I'd be able to walk right through, probably. I look different than I did before. Less scales.
I'm guessing this isn't a political thing, Zerazar?
It could be considered one.
Oh.
is it a family thing?
Very much so.
Is it any of our business?
With you guys being with me, it's kind of been major business.
Okay.
It's more... There's a lot of details that they're going to come up, and not all of them are going to be pleasant, but I'm trying to be as vague as possible because we are in an open space. I'm trying my best to not spew words that might be overheard. Iman might be the city. Iman might be a friendly city on the outside, but on the inside, there are people that do want to take advantage. And I'll look to Argan and then give him a smile.
As I've learned.
Now I'm confused. Argon doesn't take advantage of anybody.
No, Argan was taken advantage of.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for a way into a meeting, so
A meeting with who?
with some of our political capital that we have here to see if I can't procure something from their armory.
We could do that first. There's a very good chance we might see who I'm semi looking for as well. Along the way, I can ask around for the other person I'm seeking.
I just figured that these individuals that you speak of may be interested in some of the information we have. Knowledge is power, and, well, political power is vastly much appreciated in these times of war.
Let's just be very careful exactly who you give that to. Yeah, that might blow up in your face.
True, I don't want anyone from the Tuscan to know, so yeah.
There's no moment where politically they're going to say, "We figured out how to kill Trent."
The applause just goes immediately quiet. What?
Everybody'd be like, "Who?" So,
Well, there's a chance I might actually see the person I'm looking for along the way. It is a gnome. So that'll
a
probably
gnome?
a gnome. Yes, my mentor.
Huh. Huh.
What, you think it's surprising that a gnome mentored me?
No, I don't. In hearing the bits of this story, I conjure my own opinion, and at no moment did a gnome fit what my head was conjuring. That's all. I was.
When I was raised, I was taught by two people. My father and this gnomish woman. She taught me pretty much the things I needed to know, but some of the things that she thought I truly needed to know. She's a good woman.
Fair.
But she's not the one hunting you.
No, she is. If anything, she's probably thinking I'm either dead or worried sick. I'm somewhere poor.
Oh, something worse than death. Poor.
I'm.
Ew.
I know. I'm again. That is the part of the Iman side of me speaking, but also part of the Artesian side of me speaking.
Well, either way, you wouldn't be poor.
Nah, you're absolutely right. I've made a name for myself, and I've killed many a thing since I've been with you all. So, realistically, my quota has gone up.
Well, I know Fortune plans on crafting, and we got Argon that's going to be doing research. If you need someone to protect your back from any non-gnomes, I'd be willing to help.
Ah, yes, the non-gnomes, the most fearsome of people. Yes, having someone watching my back would be very helpful. Capriccio, would you want to come?
Would I want to what?
Would you want to come with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just, if you see him, just you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're gonna be splitting like this, just obviously just keep an eye out. We came in kind of spectacularly, and something like that doesn't go unnoticed.
Joey, is it possible for me to pre-prepare one of the papers so that someone can put something on it and just burn it and it will go to whoever I pre-prepared it for?
Oh, absolutely. You can pre-prepare it, and so long as they cast it in the fire and you did all of the preparations properly, the moment it touches fire, it will be sent.
Oh, I can bake fire. That's not an issue.
So I can give you guys a couple of prepared pieces of paper, and you would just be able to write if you need something like where you're at, burn it, and it would tell me. And if we'll have to wait till tomorrow, probably at this point, anyways, because it's probably getting close to when they do the lockdown. But we could, me and Forger would be able to communicate with each other already.
It's still only midday. Like,
Well,
we've only been here maybe an hour.
It was midday when we got here, but then we spent time at the shop, and then we spent time eating. I'm assuming it's getting later, and maybe I'm wrong, but
it's still like mid-afternoonish. It's not late
okay.
yet. Yeah. It's just definitely past lunchtime. But nobody tell Proska that.
Dinner's in 4 hours.
So, are you all going together? Are you going as individuals?
Well, if Sinclair wants to talk with these nobles, we could do that first, and I could just garner information just off the brief interaction with nobles there anyway, or nobles might notice or recognize me. Either one.
Before we go talk to nobles, what nobles are you thinking of going and sharing what with? Are you talking about all of our information around Trent and everything else? Because I don't think that's any of their business or concern while they're worried about a war right outside their city.
Well, they're in league with all the factions that are currently against the Empire, are they not? I'm only going after one particular noble, and it would be whichever noble house runs the military of this town, because that's who we were told has all the augments currently.
So you're doing this just to get yourself an augment?
I've tried many a ways to get an augment, and I haven't tried talking, so...
Well, I feel like we could literally just go hunting and get you an augment if you got a gem. But my 2 cents is I don't imagine that you're going to take a war prepared city and talk them out of an augment that might be something that they're using. But if you need to try,
he may be able to trade favors for one.
Favors, sure. But I don't think it's interesting to trade the information around. I feel like the information about Trent is dangerous. And the more times you share it, the more people you bring into the circle of danger.
I'm not necessarily talking about the information that we have on
You
Trent
always
himself.
talk about that information. So no, I don't agree with your stating this to other people anymore.
I'm inclined to agree. The less people know about this individual, the better.
It's a horrible thing. And I think that choosing those who know is a better path than telling everyone. So imagine that you're the king of a city and you have to run and save and protect everyone. To have someone come up to you and say, we know who the power behind the throne is, and he's super evil and he's doing all this stuff. That's outside of their wheelhouse to actually deal with everything, because they also have to understand where the goat herder is giving his milk so that all the children in an orphanage might be fed. See what I'm saying? We can't continue to share dangerous information and potentially complicate other people's lives.
And that's not what I was going to do.
But you always have done it. So I appreciate that you
Only
say
with
I'm
the
not going
people-
to do it, but that's not how you've been.
So
Only time I tell that information is to Lady of
Ev-
Whitestone and the goddess.
No,
The priestess.
that's not true. And and you said it to Lady Teresa.
That's the goddess, the priestess of my goddess.
She's not a goddess. She's a priestess. Yes.
The priestess of my goddess.
Right.
And the Lady of Whitestone.
Well, and we've
And
also said it
Thunderbrand.
in Utherden, huh?
And Thunderbrand.
And Thunderbrand.
That's the only 3 people I've given all the information out upon Trent. What I was going to
and the guy that
offer
ran
up-
the guy that ran the Navy.
Yep.
well, we were kind of forced to.
No, we
No.
were not. We were there to talk, we were there to get information from him. You just gave him a bunch of information on top of we getting information from him.
And he wrote it down. That's kind of even worse.
He works for her, so in proxy, is it not technically with her?
Okay,
do you not know what spies are?
Sinclair, you can justify your actions all day long. What I'm trying to say to you is this is a bad plan. Your actions have been not necessarily the best path. If you want a augment, let's go kill something and we will make it. It could take a day.
We don't have time. That's the thing. Everyone's all about time is of the essence. I'm trying to do something while y'all are doing research and things like that so we can fix the ultimate evil. I'm just trying to prep as much as I can because I watched my best friend die to true evil. The evil that corrupted me in this world. And I promised your mom and Thunderbrand that you and Argon would not die. And I promised Broska the day we made our blood pact that I would watch his back.
Right. So because of that, you need a fire augment, right?
Yes, I need some way of producing fire to maximize my effect.
Cool. Try this. And I pull out the Father Stone. Catch. And I flip it to him. Go ahead. See what this does for you.
I'm holding
Should
it.
add a little fire damage to it.
How do you use it?
Put it in your pocket.
I put it in my pocket.
Pull out your sword. See what you can get.
I go into an alleyway.
Well, you guys are in the middle of like a large food court pavilion area with
Yeah,
multiple different seated families having like midday
Yeah.
tea and lunch and
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
gonna go find an alleyway because I gotta pull this thing out of the ether.
So before you do that, Zeros, I will say, I will whisper to you all. I appreciate these conversations that we have when it comes to figuring things out, but we did just throw around quite a bit of expensive things and talked about war things. We have about 3 of the guard looking at us, and 2 of these fine, upstanding citizens in the food plaza watching us. So perhaps we move now.
Well, show me nearest alleyway or tavern where we can get a room.
No, come on. Walk. Let's go over here. There's like a yard. Somebody has a yard.
people
right
do
over
have
there.
yards. So now we're adding trespassing. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy, public intoxication, my favorite.
Only Broska, right?
Yeah.
That's a food coma.
What's
Eh,
the difference?
maybe Fordrum.
No, I've been stitching.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're stitching. You're not
I
drinking.
got my new thing, and then I sit there and I'm embroidering.
So
That looks beautiful, by the way, Fortune.
Thanks.
you all slip away from the pavilion area, finding a backyard to slip into. Zurazar, you are fully aware of at least the presence of a couple of those guards still watching. One of them seems to have broken off, so you imagine they're on the other side of the house in case something happens. You're not sure. Well, you're not positive as to what type of attentions you've all drawn towards yourselves thus far. The two shady individuals are nowhere to be seen. You left the area, and they're fitting into where they're at.
I didn't expect them to follow. I was more worried about the guards.
And the guards have followed.
Yeah, that's what I was
Fordrum,
worried about.
you
Yeah.
hear from the Fatherstone.
Yeah.
Are you, why is he holding me?
He wants his sword, his blade to make fire.
Okay.
Wait, do we hear this?
Oh, no, this is telepathic bond between the two of them.
Okay, okay.
Do you want me to, like, do
Make fire in
that?
a second. I can't. Can you?
I mean, I can heat the blade up.
Oh, that's not what we're going for.
Well, I retain fire. I make fire more intense. I mean,
Yeah.
actually,
You.
there
I know
you can
helped
you
me.
can ask our god to like push magic through me.
Okay. This is so much work. I can't. It hasn't been long enough since the last time. I gotta do that once a week.
Well, that thing. He's asking you to try something different.
Oh. What? Commune? God? call?
Just ask him if he, will allow you to cast your magic through me.
Right on. Okay. I give that prayer.
All right. Let me look at what spells you have prepared, Fordrum. And I'm pretty sure you have at least one of them prepared, right?
I mean, some of them I get for free, but I don't.
Character sheet's loading. Clerics.
Commune. I can tell you, I've got commune. What?
Oh, nope, there it is. As you give out that prayer through the Father Stone rock, you cast
Yeah.
the elemental weapon spell.
There you go.
So, Sinclair, your weapon ignites with this large golden flame that shoots out all the way through it.
There you go. Now,
How do you control it? Is this something I'm going to need to know how to do, or?
nope.
Oh, wow. This is... It's kind of... I have to focus on this. Okay, this is weird. I can do it. Fordrum, you're not concentrating on the spell.
Oh, neat.
So, you found out one more property of your Fatherstone's rock. You can cast range of touch spells through it. And if it is a concentration spell that deals fire damage, it can maintain concentration for you.
It doesn't care about the non-magical part.
Oh, it says non-magical weapon. God damn
Yeah.
it. Yeah, never mind. It doesn't do... So, flavor-wise, it does that, but Fordrum, you realize what it's doing. And as soon as you're done, we'll swap back over to spells to see if you had a different one. Damn, what is
No,
that?
I don't.
Holy weapon? Holy weapon's the only other one. But you can't do that because that's radiant, not fire.
Yep.
Well, you
And
can
that's
do that
why
with mundane.
Flame Tongue, Flame Tongue is technically based off of elemental weapon. It's just an enchantment version of it.
Similar, yes. So... Well, it's cool that we can do that. I didn't know we could do that.
Super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have any other weapons, spells like that?
No.
Unfortunately? Flame Strike,
Nah.
but that wouldn't really, yeah.
Absorb elements is probably the only one, and that's a secondary effect.
Heat Metal, I mean.
Yeah, that technically would work. Technically, it would work because I am immune.
Oh, I mean, your weapon would deal a little bit more fire damage with Heat Metal on it.
Yeah. What's heat metal do again?
Makes it so you drop the blade or have disadvantage from holding on to it.
Yeah, it's a
If-
D8 on metal of
So-
damage for a while. 10 rounds.
That's not bad. And because I'm immune, I would be immune to the side effects.
Push the wrong button. Yeah, you'd be immune to the damage of it and the disadvantage to holding, but it would deal an extra 1d8. I'd say 1d8 when you strike somebody, because it's 2d8 for holding it. You're just hitting them once.
Yeah, that would work for me.
Well, you could cast that spell through your Father's Stone, Fordrum.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Or, yeah, that'd be easy. All right. We've figured out a workaround.
Yeah, that would be a workaround.
From over the fence
I
right
take
now,
the Father Stone back.
Zurazar, from over the fence,
Mhm.
you see a couple of guards are approaching towards the hedge where all
Ah,
of you
shit.
are, and one of them calls out, "Lumaz Malor."
Nope, that's not me.
Not you, Uthadurnian. Lumaz, come out here.
Shh. You guys stay down.
I walk
No,
out of
what?
the bush.
What do you mean, what? That's me.
That's you?
Oh, shit. I didn't tell you. Whoops. And I stepped up.
So Sinclair, like, are you stepping out of the bush after you
Yeah.
want you get down?
Yeah.
I just walk out of the bush.
Um,
You guys get
as you
down.
get closer, like they look
We
at your
don't.
mask and they just draw your weapons, like
Eh,
and
eh.
hold them out to you, Sinclair.
Hey,
Hi.
relax. He's fine. Kind of, most of the time.
They look at you. They look back at the gruesome, horrific sight of a dead dragon skull and scales formed into a mask.
I
It's
pull the
not.
mask off.
No, don't. If he goes to do it, I like put a hand on the snout and be like, don't do that.
Lumaz,
Yeah.
we have been asked by your father to return you home hastily.
If I say no,
You may not.
hey, remember when I told you guys we came in really spectacularly, and that usually lets people know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is why.
So I'm
Mr.
going to
Guard?
step between Zurazar and these two and look at them and go, who are you?
We are the royal knights
I
to
pull out-
Iman.
I pull out the letter from Whitestone that says we are working on behalf of Whitestone.
No, you don't get it. Nope.
And I go,
Oh.
we're here as
Make it end.
allies.
My spell clicks off, Joey.
Yup, and Sinclair, as he says naked ant, it is silenced right around you in an aura.
My new contingency spell.
Avanja really is smiling on me today.
The guards look at the yeah, they just look at it. They look really annoyed. They look around confused that there's magic permeating. One of them reaches over to offer their hand to you, Zurazar, and you can read enough of lips to know that he's saying, "Come with us willingly, back to your estate, or we will have to cuff you."
And my lips say something like, which comes out as like, there's no fucking way you're going to cuff anybody. You're not here.
Shit. You know what? Fuck it. Am I still silenced?
Yeah.
We got to walk over here.
Argan
Okay.
can't. Yeah, they gesture and everybody walks over to the side a little bit.
Cool.
I stopped Sinclair before he leaves the area of
I
effect.
think I am the aura.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's centered on him.
targeted him.
I'll put my wrists together and I'll hold them
No.
out. I was when I do that I'll say, hold on, Fortune, it's all right. And as I put my held together wrists out, I will then subtly cast Suggestion.
On both of them?
Might as well.
Alrighty. So
it's
these
a wisdom-
guards. All right.
Oh, no.
So the Iman Guard, as you are aware, are trained in the arts of warfare against mages, particularly. Based off of their history, you can understand why. So they both have a +5 to this and
Okay.
advantage.
Uh,
Fail.
Just because they're trained doesn't mean they're good at it.
Yeah, I'm just explaining. That's
my suggestion is that. Hold on, I know Amon, so can I pull up a map of Amon?
sure. Let me get you the map of Iman.
Requires verbal component.
I know, I'm outside of the.
Actually, no. I have one. One that doesn't.
Oh, he's looking at his own spells. Give it a second.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's a third level down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 more on this one.
Because we're currently in the Abadar's Promenade, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
All of you are currently around here in the Abaddon Promenade. And you know that where they were planning on taking you is up here.
Oh, that top district, nice.
Yep.
I will say that as he casts the spell and he realizes it's taken hold, he will say, "You'll go back and tell my father that I was not sighted here, but I was sighted in the cemetery district, and that you require reinforcements to make sure I'm acquired."
The two of them turn and begin walking to commit to what you just did.
When they're far enough away, he just goes, "Oh, fucking hell."
As they walk away, I will drop silence.
Can you with contingency?
What?
Can you with contingency?
Yeah, I still have to hold concentration on it.
It just immediately casts the spell.
Yeah, and I don't have to have it prepared because it was prepared when I cast it.
Mm-hmm.
But it still requires concentration to maintain it.
Like I said, anything we do in here is going to have a bit of a wave to other people to know what's going on. I bought us a little bit of time.
So just so we're all clear on the situation, is this the next time they come around, I should start knocking heads kind of situation? Or do we just walk in the opposite direction, pretending we didn't see them?
I will answer the question here in a second. Capriccio, what were you going to say?
So your name's what now?
You... I don't like my old name. It's... brings back bad memories. It's, It's Lumos Malor.
Oh, I said Lumaz. I apologize.
Lumaz. Actually, no. Lumaz is right. Lumaz Malor.
You've
Noble
never
House.
told me that.
I didn't tell you to keep you safe.
Again.
And
History check.
and now you see why.
Earning
Me
one of my
safe.
advantages.
Yup.
My father knew. You know, my father knew you, and you kind of vanished around the same time I did. So
23. Whoo! Okay. The House of Malor is a noble home here in Iman. Age-wise, not one of the oldest, but old enough to be considered old money. Maybe 120 years in total, 4 generations, half-orc and human. For the older generation, it was human. Then they had a little bit of a feisty era, let's call it. They are predominant traders in all things that are goods, rares, oddities, especially from sites where there have been travesties that have happened, sites where there's been like major battles that have been researched, things such as that. Incredibly influential. They are not on the tier of being influential through the shit the Tal'Dorei Council. However, they are well connected enough to be connected with many of them. And hell, even when you were younger, they tried getting their child into the Lyceum, but oh shit, that was Lumaz. They tried getting into the Lyceum.
Yeah. So obviously, I think this is delicate at this point. And so, Zurazar, how do you want to proceed with this? Because from what I know of your family, this could not something where our general approach is going to be a good idea.
Remember when I told you that it was going to be more political? Yeah, I didn't lie. That was full on truth. And for you, Braska, I don't think either. Unfortunately, I think the next time they find, they're going to know what happened after they go there and realize what happened. Around that time, but it's not going to be of an if. It's when they find us again. I think I'm going to have to go with them.
So to preempt the next time this happens, Sinclair, we do not want to bring any other political parties into this unless Zurazar decides to bring it into it. It's very delicate, so not mentioning anyone else that we know unless Zurazar decides that he needs to mention it. And no violence out of anybody unless Zurazar says so.
I can't promise there won't be any violence.
If you need me to level the family home, then fine. But at least warn us before I start a war in Amon. My mother would not be happy.
It's actually a nice home.
I think the opposite. I think if he goes around members of the nobility that aren't his family, that are on the council, his family can't interject in that affair.
I have a feeling he knows a lot more about this arena, Sinclair, than somebody who lived in a society that died out 2,000 years ago.
We didn't die out.
Your society did it, because it's now a new society. The empire you lived in died with your emperor. Your people is a whole new political structure than what they used to be. The political structure that you grew up in, that you learned how to navigate, is not the same political structure that they have now.
All right, but keeping it focused back onto Zurazar.
Yes, sorry.
Why don't we just... Okay, I don't personally know what the infraction is or issue. So if it's a matter of a parent who can apparently command the guard to come and get you, why don't we just... You're an adult. Can't you just say, I'm ready and willing to go do my own life? You're male.
For the long and short of it, I did some digging on my father, and I was trying to prove an innocence in accusations. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, and I found out a bit more than I was supposed to. I was given a lesson, and that lesson caused me to leave Amon with Capriccio, and I left for Marquette. And I've been there for, 11 years. I'm his son, but in a way, I'm still his property. He doesn't give a shit.
Oh.
Remember when I told you? Remember when I told you that's my home life wasn't really the best? You get
Yeah.
an idea of why now. I love Iman. I love Marquette. I don't love what this city did to me, but I can't change that.
If you have more political power than he does in this town, he wouldn't be able to act on you, though.
In Uthadern, you only have political power if you're in the position of politics and/or you own a lot of stuff. Zurazar, do you own a lot of stuff here?
He has that Tal'Dorei.
I have that's true, but technically I am the heir of the noble family, so whenever my dad finally kicks the bucket, may Avandra do that soon, I own the entirety of the estate, though realistically what it might be built upon, I might not be too kosher on it.
You own an airship.
That is also true. This is a Uthadern, Sinclair. This is a Mon.
Yeah.
No. The airship is not an Uthadern, though.
No,
It's in White
Nor
Stone.
is it here.
no, you're not under.
Those-
I'm just saying, you have capital, and you
None of
could
those-
build your social rapport in the court of the nobles.
Not today. The problem that we don't have the time for banquets and parties.
Sure we do. Argon needs the research. He could work on his political capital so that he
Banquets for
can
food, right?
usurp his dad.
Banquets
And
do it.
Froska gets to
Both
eat
do
and
it,
protect
yes.
him.
Like I said, it's not a matter of if they find us again. It's a matter of when, and I can guarantee you it will more than likely be by the end of today.
So,
But they're not looking. They're not looking for you. They're looking for me.
so from the other side of the building, as I already narrated, the third guard walks over.
Ah, shit.
Lumaz Malor.
For
Let's
fuck's
take my
sake.
mask off, and I'm giving him disadvantage on this next save.
For fuck's sake, I subtly cast suggestion. I give him the exact same fucking order.
So
Straight
I'm
roll.
using Hollow One's Unsettling Presence as an action. He's within 15 feet of me. He has
Yep.
disadvantage on his save.
So that gives him a straight roll, and he's and just walks away.
Zuzar just looks like he's not even annoyed. He's just more like frustrated that another.
I'm
fucking dude
sorry
is
to
doing
do
it.
that, but I told you there was 3.
No, I know.
like-
I only have 2 things I could have done: Green Flame Blade or that.
Hey, you helped. You helped.
yeah, definitely.
So
He just-
I would
he's-
recommend let's go find a tavern with you being blended into something else.
it's going to be very difficult to do that because, like I said, once they realize what I did, they're going to realize. Because
Argon,
Sinclair, I want to preface this: I didn't have magic when I left.
Can I ask a question? Why run and hide? Why not just go confront him?
Call it a bit of spite, but I really enjoyed him wasting his resources trying to find me.
Wouldn't it also be
Respect.
spite for you to just show up at his door unannounced when he's got guards out hunting you instead?
Well, with the last guy that tried to find me, I did write a nice letter to him. On paper, to everyone else, it showed that I congratulated him for whatever achievements he just recently attained. And with my nice little emerald pen, I told him to stop sending his fucking people after me and meet me like the man he is. So he knows I'm still around. There's a boiling pot of spite that I just wish for him to just understand that I don't give a shit how many people he sends after me.
well, we could always set up the doorway near there. They would never look around the estate for that.
Doorway? What door? What
The
door?
Mansion, but we're not. That doesn't take us anywhere else.
It takes us to a different plane, which they can't find someone if they're not on the same plane, right?
You do realize this is a city of magic and extravagant things. I don't think it'll take them that long to find that door to a magnificent mansion.
Can't get in.
Especially since they're doing lockdowns around teleportation right now, so there's a chance they may detect it.
And not only that, we need to. There's no way out of this place unless we go to one of those designated areas. I imagine the whole bubble around us is going to prevent us from teleporting out.
Wasn't that just for magically getting in and not like walking out of town?
Actually, would I know that? Would I know if like we can't teleport out or not?
Oh, I mean, if you do you couldn't do it unless you go to one of the designated areas. If you're using a spell like teleport or teleportation circle. Now, if you had a physical circle, which there's probably a few in town, but you weren't magically inclined back then, so you only knew like the couple your dad had access to.
Yeah.
You could do it through those means as well.
Yeah. The only way we can get out is through the public means and the other physical circles that are around.
We've officially done the crossover, guys. Daddy issues.
Yeah.
Sunday campaign.
Does your dad have a circle inside of his estate?
I think does he?
He would not have a circle himself, but he has people that owe him favors that he can use theirs.
Oh, yeah. So he doesn't, but he has a lot of favors he can pull from. So there's a bit of a dichotomy here.
My plan still stands. It's like gain better political power than he does currently by going to the nobility and making arrangements and deals and working with them.
You know how long
build your political capital. That's how you build power for yourself.
What do you think I've been doing? Our emperor did it. What do you think I'm doing over in Marquette? I'm building up my own business, going from nothing to something. I am exactly happy where I am, and Sinclair, that amount of political sway is not going to be done in a day. That's going to take months, maybe even years. You have to also realize, I vanished for 11 years. By all intents and purposes, he could just say that I died, or I went missing, or ran away. Do you really think that is a good start to my political career here?
Yeah. Also, typically, once you build up that kind of political favor, they kind of expect you to stick around to do things with it.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than just, tell one guy to fuck off and, just skip town.
It's like I said, it's unfortunately more complicated than I wanted to be, but I guess this is 11 years of staying out of sight biting me in the ass. I expected it to happen.
I'm just saying, like, we've got to be here for research, and this is going to be an issue the entire time we're here.
It's going to be only an issue if I'm around.
If you guys don't understand, why does your dad dislike you? And
because he found out something he shouldn't know, just like I did.
More of just sticking my nose in places it shouldn't be.
When you dig up dirt,
let's have fun.
When you dig up dirt that didn't come out,
but he's your dad. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Fortram, you've met my family. You know that not all families are like yours.
Mine's kind of like his.
It's unfortunate. Fortram, your family is like, but in stark contrast, mine isn't, and my dad's the only thing I got.
Yeah.
Well, that and Asora, but I don't know where she is.
But to some extent, to Sinclair's point, and I'm not suggesting you go out and build political capital, because I think that ship is too long term for now. But you already have. You have made personal deals with the Lady of Whitestone. You have met several powerful adventurers and ran around with them. Who are currently running around with the son of the headmistress of the Lyceum. You have more personal capital, not to mention your own abilities that you didn't have with the past. You run around with a fairy, someone actually from the Fae. You have more political capital than you did 11 years ago.
In fairness, I've
can I ask a question?
Oh, sure.
So, if you do, taking exactly into account what Argon just mentioned, would you bring pride? I guess that's I don't know how to put this in, well, Iman terms, but would you bring pride and status to your family should our association be of yours? And if so, then wouldn't kind of a confrontation with your dad to to dissolve his whatever this weird trying to get you arrested thing is work? And then if he doesn't, we could just kill him.
Uh, as much as I dislike him, I feel like killing him would be far too easy for him. So no.
Oh, I could help with that.
It's more of the principle. I feel like that's the easy way out. If anything, look, despite my dislikes of the man, shockingly as it sounds, I don't want him dead.
Yep.
Is there an embassy for when the Lady of Whitestone comes here for required
do-
meetings?
They have a keep here.
Well, we have the letter of introduction to the court here. We could stay at the keep. He can't just willy-nilly come in and take you away.
I don't want to ask the Lady of Whitestone if we can just bunker down in Greyskull Keep. I feel like that's a little rude.
I think it
So-
wouldn't be a bad idea. I think because she wants us to be a more predominant force against the evil, she wouldn't be opposed to letting you do it. And it would keep the politics at bay. He can't intervene at the moment. Argan can do his research, and we can inquire while they're at the keep about this TK individual. Because we still need to figure out who is selling this weapon of these portals to the Empire and other entities. I know it's a back burner issue, but if we've got time here, Singorn Court and the Tal'Dorei Council are all right here. We can make headway while we're also doing research. And it keeps you safe.
Can I offer a super simple answer that might even be easier than all of this? Take one of those little sheets of paper and say, "Dear Dad, I'll come visit you when we're done. Call off your goons. We're doing some important stuff for the war."
The
And
issue
then
is,
just throw it in the fire and let it send to him.
Argan, would that be doable?
Can I do that, Joey? Since I don't know his father.
You
Well,
would
unless
have
I
to know
can.
what he looks like.
Ah, shit.
But Zuazar can't be the knower?
If Argan was to take a few hours to teach Zuzar how to do the note thing, he can.
Don't we still have a few sheets of paper for that?
Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
lot of pieces of paper, but like you can only give it to somebody who you actually know. Like you can't willy-nilly send it. It's like sending, but through a piece of
You
paper.
have
If you were to
minor
see what he
illusion?
But,
If he
but
were-
couldn't
if-
Zurazar just...
Why are you saying Zuzar?
if he were to see what he looks like, could he do it?
Absolutely.
Cool. I'm gonna prestidigitation picture of my father.
Which creates a very small minor illusion. So why the fuck does that spell exist? And
It's a fair point.
not minor illusion's a 5-foot square. This is like 1 foot. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
you see
a
an
photo.
action figure photo like of a man that looks similar to Zurazar, but where Zurazar has his, what you know to be a fake smile a lot of the time, this man has a smile that only illustrates him as being cunning and dangerous, as best as you can put it. There is a very distinct liberty that you feel like Zurazar took, where he made the guy's eyes as dull and colorless as possible, or maybe that's just how he looks. Very similar to Zurazar, closer to true half work, and maybe 20-ish years older. But that was 14 years ago.
I'll hand Zozar a piece of paper, some ink, and a pen, so he can write whatever note he wants.
sure. I'll take up my emerald pen,
Okay.
and I'll just write down. It's going to take more than 3 guards to bully me home. call them off, and I will visit you when I am ready. I'm not going to leave him on before then.
That's everything you're putting in there?
Or
At the very end, he will say, "If you don't, you will never see me again." And then we go.
Say hi for me.
Fortune says hi. 3 eyes.
I write an illusory script only Fortune can see. Fortune says hi. So I will then fold it and give it to Arkin.
Alrighty.
But we've got a little while until they decide they want. If he doesn't read the note, then the guards try to do the same thing again. So if we want to do what you want to do, we need to do it now.
like I said, I still think staying at the keep would be a safe thing. We still want to inquire about TK.
True.
We want to research freely, and that will allow Argon a place to research from and Forgeron to craft from. We don't take up much space since, well, we basically all share the same room for the most part. Like, I think pulling on our one political power that we have as envoys of hers for the war effort is an okay thing to do. We don't have to give out any information other than that. We just show the letter, say we're going to be staying for a few weeks while we gather information that we need for the war, and then we will be out. We can even send a message to, Lady of Whitestone saying, hey, I hope it's okay. We're here in Iman. We need to stay at the keep just to keep the political nuance at bay while we get information regarding the war that we need to deal with the big problem.
We can
And
use
that should be everything that we need.
We could use that as a last-ditch resort, but I feel as though my father is smart enough to not, and for some fucking reason, I'm valuable enough to him, so he's not gonna want to just have me just up and disappear. I think the threat will be enough to at least buy us a bit of more time, and I think that'll be enough time for them to not try to accost us in the process. If I need to, I will go to Grey Skull Keep. If I absolutely fucking need to. Otherwise, I'm not going to be caged like a bird in a city I once called home. I'm going to walk around proudly.
So
it makes it harder for us to protect you.
You all do an amazing job, but just this once, if it's a choice between you all protecting me or me protecting you, I think I know what I'm going to choose.
So, my thing is, I think, and I might be in the wrong, being as I don't know the specifics of your situation here, but I think you should try to seize the momentum and make the first move before he does.
How do you mean?
Go in and do something to catch him off guard if you can think of anything.
Braska, you beautiful bastard.
I know.
For all we know, he could be working with TK.
It's possible. Who fucking knows what he does? I could possibly ask around and see if maybe someone knows his schedule, and based off of that, I can figure out a plan of action.
The problem is while Argon and Forgeron work, it's going to be hard for us to protect you when you're just going off on your own.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's got me.
Braska's gonna. I thought Braska and Argon and Carisha were going with me. What do you mean?
Argon needs to do research.
Oh, then
Braska and Capriccio, then.
I thought you were coming too, Sinclair. I'm very confused.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The two super powerful druids are going to be with him.
You want to go off on your own and walk around town all willy nilly. It's like
you're
putting yourself in danger when you don't need to.
You're misunderstanding. I'm not going to be walking. It's a turn of phrase. I'm going to be gathering information. I'm going to be staying more out of sight. But like I said, I bought us time with the guards. That's really it. No matter what, we should be fine. But look, I understand this is a very strange sort of situation I've put us in, and I apologize for that. What do you all think? What do you all recommend? I'm all for suggestions. I've got Braska's, which I actually really enjoy. I've got
Actually, second Braska's. I say we confront.
I say
It's like a wound. You treat it as soon as possible so it doesn't get infected. You've let it get infected, so now we've
So
got.
now we
heal.
do some medicine or we cut it off.
Right.
I don't want to cut the wound off, but I get the analogy.
No, it's an analogy. It's
what I'm suggesting
what
is
those
we
are.
use the keep as a base of operations to do everything. That means planning out what we're going to do regard to your father. It gives us a place to stay that doesn't cost us
Are
anything.
you talking about Argon's magical keep that we can't cast because the magic is shut
No.
down?
No, he's the Whitestone Embassy.
Oh, got it.
It's not going to cost us anything. It allows you to think of ways and gather information from. And we have at least a rally point and a sense of protection while we're there. And then when you come up with an idea of how are we going to confront your father, then you have the full backing of all of our forces.
Wait, do we have the access to that keep?
That's what I was saying before. I don't think we.
That's what I'm hoping this
could
thing
just-
will get us.
So the note you have from her, if you need to use any of her special resources in any affiliated like alliances she has, you can actually like do that. Of course,
Sure.
there is always the you could ask her fucking first
That's
policy.
what I said.
Yeah,
but
so-
I
I'm
did
making sure
say
you
that
guys aren't
earlier.
doing the hey guys, we're in Whitestone trick again, you know?
No, I even said before we even walk up there, we let her know ahead of time. Say, hey, we want to stay out of the political esquire of the government here.
I believe Argon was about to ask me a question.
Does the Lyceum have a house or anything here in Amon?
Nope. They
'Cause I know
completely-
the portal in and out of Amon.
So
I didn't know if they had a location here.
they do not have anything like that anymore. Since the Chroma Conclave, they are relying solely on their own resources and the discretion of the Lyceum for protection,
Okay.
including your family. Now, your family doesn't even have a vacation home because they would just summon a magnificent mansion and stay at the beach. So,
Okay.
actually,
just
your
hoping
family
for a
would never go on
non-political
vacations
answer.
anyways, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's fine.
She kind
Need
of
space for a
is. She's
door.
on a sabbatical.
So yeah,
That's not a vacate. I mean, she is blowing off some steam, so...
That's not a vacation.
But no,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, like we let her know ahead of time. Say, hey, we're here in Amon. We want to stay out of the political entry and inquiry. While we're here, can we stay at your keep using the letter of recommendation we have from you while we do research on trying to resolve the problem that we are both aware of? We send that to her. If she says yes, we have permission ahead of time. We use this when we get to the door. They should already know we're coming at that point. It protects us while we come up with a solution. For Zurzar, it doesn't cost us any political power or anything like that. We don't have to delve into that. We don't have to give out any secrets or anything like that. And Argon can peacefully do his research.
Okay, again, I don't. He would have been able to do the research peacefully no matter what.
No, if
Um,
we're constantly being harassed by mage slayers.
It's,
So anyway, I'm
Do
gonna
you not
go
know
down
what a
to
mage
the-
slayer is?
I've only been here for a couple hours, so
I do know what a Mace Slayer is. I was raised here.
You're worse than
So
our
I'm just gonna
police.
take one of those other magic notes and just write a quick to Vex and just say, "Hey, we're in Amon. Can we use the keep, please, or please and thank you."
All right.
Vraska.
It's terribly misspelled, but I think that's just gonna remind her of an old friend.
You get a sending back almost immediately. the Lady of Whitestone has agreed that you all are welcome to utilize the keep. When you get there, the password is Vox Sakat. Do not go into the alchemist room.
The
Do
longest
not
fucking
eat
ending ever.
all the food. Well, he'll use multiples. Vox Sakat. Anybody here speak Elvish?
I do.
I do.
Elvish.
I
I
don't.
do.
The one time I
Vox
don't take Elvish,
Sakat is shit sucking in Elvish.
the one time I don't take Elvish for a fucking character, that's actually insane.
I have tongue, so I automatically know it.
I know.
I do
common-
speak Elvish. Racial language.
I know Common, Draconic, Marquesian, Orc, Primordial, and Thieves' Cant.
Fuck
but
them
not
elves.
Elvish. Yeah, fuck them. Who needs them?
That's why I picked up tongues. It covers my base.
And then I actually picked up the spell Tongues.
So,
Exactly.
So to the keep then.
All right.
so, directly outside of Iman. Let's see if it's actually on the map anywhere.
I don't think it is actually, which is
That is
really
such a
weird.
huge disappointment because that's like such a huge aspect.
And worst comes to worst, Braska, we order out. We
Just
have
on
them
the-
bring the food to us.
Just in case, I'll just stay out of sight and like just try to blend in as best I can.
Alrighty, roll me a stealth check.
You have the robe, don't you?
I've got the cloak of Elven Kind. So I need to roll with advantage.
Oh no,
Doesn't
your
matter.
other robe doesn't require.
I mean,
payment.
no matter what, it's a 25.
Not bad.
Thank God for reliable talent.
So, 25. As you all are walking outside of the city, you can come and go very lackadaisically. They don't interfere with you whatsoever. As you get out there, you wander down the long road, and Argon, this is actually the first time you were ever going to this, and for everybody else, this is a legendary location here in Iman. Grey Skull Keep was the keep bequeathed onto Vox Machina after they so valiantly helped save Iman and therefore all of Tal'Dorei from an incursion from one dragon that had occurred who had slipped into the graces of the king of Iman back during that era. All of you are aware of the stories. It was because of his misguided attempts at trying to keep the peace and a few other things that developed his conscience to move away from a rulership into a democracy here through the entirety of the city, creating the elected council of the Tal'Dorei Council itself. You look over at this magnificently large keep that has the shape of a large skull over the front of it, and where the gate sits is the unhinged jaw heightening and lowering down in order to stop individuals from getting in. As you approach over, you see up on top of the wall, there's a couple of rough individuals holding onto crossbows who look down. "We aren't giving any tours. Turn around."
Fox, suck it.
What'd you just say?
Box
Suck it.
socket.
Jesus Christ. All right, open it. An individual from down below, you hear chuckling to themselves as the gate slowly rises higher and higher, and you all look inside of this magnificent battle-like courtyard that has so many different dummies set up for fighting, sand pits, ground pits, gravel pits, rock pits, like every type of pit that you need to practice on. They even have a magnificently large tree that Capriccio, that is such a beautifully large oak tree they have here. Holy shit. Not to mention, the entire keep itself is fully furnished and defensible from within. The guards come down, meet you. "Nice to meet you. Name's Kulan. I'm the keeper of this keep for all Vox Machina personnel. I am a member of Vox Machina as well, so keep
Oh,
that in
neat.
mind. I assume you have the blessing from either Vexalia or Scanlan.
I
Based
hold
off
up
of
the
that name.
Vexalia letter. This is
Wonderful. I will show you all to your rooms. You are prohibited from entering into any of the rooms that have red letterings on the door, but you are more than welcome into any of the other ones. Privacy and all that, you know?
You have a forge here?
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You can't use the one in the alchemist room, though.
Fine.
But you can use the big one in the basement if you need.
That's what I want.
Or more of a cellar, I guess. And he just starts walking with all of you as you're going through here. As the individual is talking with all of you, you watch as the birds that flap way too quickly, hummingbird, flies down and like perches on his shoulder and like pecks at his ear a little bit, mid-sentence as he's talking to all of you. Yeah, and you are going to be welcome here. You can eat whatever you need to, but try not to take all of the rations. We have a very strict budget. Yeah,
Well, we
you can
can
send
pay
more
for
troops
food.
out over onto that side of the forest as well. They're definitely going to need a bit more backup. Thank you. And then the hummingbird just flies away.
We can definitely pay for food if that's, required.
Well, we have our own, but just I have a feeling you guys could throw down if you get the opportunity.
Oh,
He
yeah.
eats for 60.
Yeah, figures. Fucking fur bugs, man. But anyways, yeah, all of you are welcome. Let me show you to your personal quarters. He gets down and walks down a magnificently long hall where you start to see all of these various names on doors painted in red to symbolize these are personal quarters. Right now, Vox Machina seems to be filled with, by your estimate, 20 plus members right now. As they have made an actual company after the retirement of or death of many of the original members. Yeah, Vox Machina Incorporated. You walk past a showroom that has a whole bunch of souvenirs and merchandise that is Vox Machina themed, including what appears to be a fishbowl that has a goldfish that's upside down and dead.
Are there any flasks?
Flasks?
Mm-hmm. Metal flasks.
Oh, yeah, they definitely sell those.
Yeah, I'm going to be probably procuring a lot of those.
Yeah, sure, go for it, man. Any of you guys interested in the fishbowl? We have this fun trick. He reaches in, takes out the goldfish, throws it in the air. The goldfish animates and falls and hits the water.
And is now not dead?
No, it falls over and dies again.
Oh.
Nope. No interest here.
I'll take it. I'll take the fish out of the water again and see what happens.
That'll be 15 gold.
Ah, god damn it. Not that
So-
interested.
Well, it's limited time merchandise here. You know, the story of the soaring fish, Keyleth? The one time she ever fell and wasn't even in battle? It was written in the exploits of Scanlan Shortholt. You could buy a copy of that as well.
How much is that?
1 silver. I put it on the discounted rack.
You want
So-
to read it, Fordham?
Maybe? I don't.
Here, and I just pay him the silver.
He'll take one of the books, hands it over to you. After you spend enough downtime to read it, you learn of all of the hilarious stories that occurred during Campaign 1 of Critical Role. This was referring to the moment where Keyleth jumped off the waterfall, turned into a goldfish, but died because she didn't understand how momentum or anything else worked.
Yep.
Fordham, would these flasks work for that liquid that we made earlier? The thick oil?
Oh,
Because they won't break if I get hit.
yeah. They're a little big, but sure.
Okay.
Here,
Yeah,
you
I'm
need
gonna-
more?
Yeah, I'm trying to save you as much time and effort as possible. If I can.
No. I'm going down to the forge now, and if they've got oil down there, which they do, because that's probably part of their quenching, I'll make some more.
Okay.
Oil
yeah.
burns, everything. It'll be easy.
I just grab 20 and go, how much? For the
Wait.
flask.
You probably can't carry 20. Like, Joey, how big are these flasks?
Um,
Are they
they're
like
pretty like
drinking
normal
flasks?
drinking flasks, like a little larger than that.
So
So you'll have to
for a
stuff them in
blade-
your bag.
Yeah, so there's like 3 doses per bag, per flask, at
Mhm.
least, for a blade like a katana. So truly, you probably don't need more than 2.
Then 5. We'll go with 5 then.
Okay.
I'm planning for the long haul. How much are the flasks, sir?
5 gold apiece.
So that's
Perfect.
what? 2 plat? Or
5
sorry,
plat.
2.5 plat?
Yeah. All right. Well, these are your own quarters to use. They look like barracks that have been refurbished to look a lot nicer. They have cushions, larger beds. You have your own foot locker, armoires, a desk. Each of the rooms seem fully set up. Any of you? He looks at you, Argan. You're a wizard, right?
Yes.
Something about you screams mothballs and books. There's a library right down at the end of the hall. You're more than welcome to it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And take care of yourselves. I'm going to go back to watch. Try not to bother me unless you need something and it's absolutely crucial.
Done.
No
And do-
promises.
Chow time's in 2 hours.
Why so long?
When he leaves, Zerzar will say, "So, do you all need to head to the Lyceum now?"
Well, no, here we're doing the Cobalt Soul.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the Cobalt Soul. My apologies.
What time of day is it?
It is late afternoon. Maybe an hour and a half until dusk.
I might as well just wait till tomorrow at this point. I've got some other things I've got some scrolls I need to jot down into my spell book. I'll do those tonight.
All
And
right.
then we'll go start research tomorrow.
Well,
I
then.
can-
Do we all just want to stay inside then?
Yeah, I can help Fordham in the forge, and I can grab a hammer and help since I'm immune to fire as well. Because I can actually use my ability to, use the hammer properly. My Hex Warrior ability.
That
'Cause it
gives
is
you
a tool.
proficiency in weapons. Smithing isn't a weapon; it's a tool.
Toolkit.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was going to use
Depends
it.
on how you use it.
No, it's a tool. It's a tool. Crafters are crafters. Fighters are fighters.
I can still help one way or another.
Yeah, you can still help because of the immunity. Like that definitely still helps.
The bellows needs to be pumped by somebody. I
Yeah.
usually do it with my foot. We could do it with yours.
Start working out those leg muscles. Getting lazy from riding on the back of Argan's chair.
Yep.
Anyways.
I have a warbounder.
Oh yeah, you got to feed that. And in this, ooh, oh no, you left it with Braska's dad. All right, guys, we're gonna call the session here. Next week, you all should be prepared to execute your downtime mechanics. I'm gonna give you all handouts now. It's going to take you 1 month to find whatever you guys are looking for. So make sure you have 4 weeks of shit filled out into your handout, so that next week all we do is execute it. Okay? Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
I didn't know we were gonna be here this long.